Hi everyone, I'm Claire.
And I'm John.
And today we're talking about New York City Mayor's corruption trial. I guess this is continuing our series on politicians getting in trouble. We heard about one from Italy, I think earlier, last month. And this time America's up on the chopping block. Let's see what their mayor has allegedly been up to. It's still an ongoing trial, so I have to say allegedly. But before we discuss the wonderful details of this case, can you name, John, a mayor or a politician from any country who has been charged with corruption? Actually, you can't say the Italian minister because we mentioned that already.
And I totally forgot their name.
True, yes.
I saw this question, so I looked it up because I was like, I don't know many. And the thing is like, in America, charging for corruption, although it does happen, is not so common, and it doesn't always end in conviction. Yeah, there's actually a BBC article that was talking about why is it so hard to convict for corruption in America. And I didn't read the whole thing, but I was like, oh, I didn't know about that. So I was like having a hard time finding people who got convicted of corruption, although I did find one that was nice because it's hooked to the Menendez name. Not the same at all, just the name. But the Menendez, as you know, is very famous, like little Netflix series, and now a real trial, and now they're really trying to get out of jail. That's another story, probably. But his name was Bob Menendez.
Right, okay.
And he was caught for a lot of bribery. Got that little cash money. Or I don't know if it was cash, but some sort of bribe.
Okay, cool example. So do you think that corruption among politicians is common in Korea? I don't know. It's just from vibes. Like, what do you think? Or maybe not.
So, like, I go off of what I just read in the news. And like I said, in the U.S., I didn't hardly get any news about bribery that was coming out. Even if there was bribery, like with Bob Menendez, it's a local news thing. It doesn't really hit the nation so much. So in Korea, I always get flooded with corruption news. Like all the time I'm getting these articles of like, this person did that or that person had bribery or whatever. So it feels to me like a lot, but I'm wondering if it's just a normal amount, but we're just getting the news stories more often.
And are they alleged corruption charges, or are you talking about convictions for corruption?
Both in this case, yeah.
Both.
Yeah. Or sometimes from students, they'll tell me about an old case back in like, the 80s or 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Correct.
So, back to the States. I think New York City mayors are often very famous figures anyway. I don't know much about mayors around the world, but I could name a few from New York. I don't know why they're so often quite famous. So you might have heard of this guy, and you might have heard of the hilarious corruption scandal he's caught up in. But go and check the article, find out some details, and then come back and let's have a gossip.
New York City Mayor's corruption trial. New York City Mayor Eric Adams will go to trial on April 21, 2025, during his re-election campaign. Adams is accused of accepting bribes, including luxury flights and hotel stays, to help approve Turkey's new consulate building despite safety concerns. He says he is not guilty and will not resign. Prosecutors need time to review evidence, so the trial will happen close to the June election. Adams is the first NYC mayor to face federal charges while in office. Some Democrats want him to resign, but Adams has supporters, including former President Trump.